Morning, everyone. Thank you for being that early at my session. I'm very happy about that. So, how many of you are working in a school? Wow, all of them. Okay. How many of you knows Intune for Education? A few. Okay. And do your teachers are working with Intune for Education or just you as IT staff? Both. Okay. Cool. So I have you some insights. So as you know, for Intune for Education, you get a separate plan. In Intune for Education, you have plus password self-service reset and stuff like that from the Azure Active Directory P1. And like bring your own device, shared devices in Intune for Education. And the new one is iOS integration. Do you know that? That you can manage your iOS devices through the Intune for Education portal. That's in Intune for Education since a month or so. So I want to go through and share my experience with you, what we have done in a school in Switzerland. And yeah, sometimes we learned the hard way. I hope you have not to learn it that way. That's why I would like to share my experience with you. So first of all, in a school environment, we have huge diversity. So we have one-to-one computing, we have shared devices, we have classroom-based computers, we have the teachers with computers, we have IT staff and other staff that uses computers, and you have to manage it in so many different ways. So my best success in a school in Switzerland, we manage it with Intune for Education, Office 365 of course, and also with Config Manager, the classic way, and with co-management for sure, to get any of that diversity done to manage the pretty easy way. So first of all, I would like to share my experience about the user self-service password reset. How many of you has that in place for the kids? None? Okay, that's a really tough one. So we're happy. So after the vacation time in summer and winter, the kids come back to school and they forgot their password for sure, right? So the first lesson, the teacher has to reset the password of everyone. So we got from the plan, we saw trying to implement the self-service password reset. And what we didn't realize at the first time, it's maybe a year or two ago, that we implemented that, we added like that people can add their own mobile phone as a second authentication and also a second email address. So after the school starts, they have to set that up, go through the process and get that the second option for authentication done for registration, right? And the thing was, we realized the little kids from the kindergarten up to the third, fourth class, they didn't have any cell phones and they didn't have any email address. So yeah, that was a little bit the pain. So what we have done, I show you through. So I'm here at the regular portal.azure.com, and in Azure Active Directory you can easily configure the password reset. So here in the password reset you can set for all, for every student or kid or teacher, and the second opinion is the authentication methods. So in the authentication methods we selected now the last part here with the security answer. So the kids know where they are growing up or where they are born or something like that. So you can choose your own questions. And we have just one security question, number of methods required to reset, and select the security question. So down here you have 3 security questions or the possibility for 4 and 5, but yeah, the kids are young and they forgot something. Yeah, so that's why we selected the minimum for 3 questions. If you select the questions here, you can add some questions predefined from Microsoft. That's a huge list. Just select it from here, predefined, then the whole list will show up, maybe here. So you can see there are a lot of questions in here. But if you are creative enough and you have your own kids and maybe some experience during the breakfast in the morning, get that and put it in here. So you can also create your own security question. So go a little bit back, or close the blade, sorry. So, and here you can add your custom question, whatever you like. It's pretty cool, right? So, what the students or the kids has to do, they have to log in on myapps.microsoft.com. So I'm logged in with my account here, my test account. Then they can easily go to their profile and configure that. So that's a one step go through with the teacher, but it's pretty simple. Set your self-service password reset, and then you have to fulfill your security question. Like, oh, it's in German, sorry. It means you have you have to put in your password again. So. So now I added for my administrative account my phone number and my mail address, my second mail address. But the kids would like to show their security question and fulfill. But you have to be a little bit careful and tell the kids you have to remember that 3 questions what you answered there. That's important, but it's simple as it's pretty cool. So some of the kids are having some loving colors or loving animals. Just you can add your own customer questions, or custom questions. So that's pretty easy. If they change or they are in an age when they change the animal, the loving animal every day, that can't be difficult. So they can't remember what the loving animal was a year ago, right? So is that simple? More or less? You want more demos or more slides? I have anything what I'm demoing in the slides for you as a backup. If you download the slides after the session, you get anything in here. So here is just a reminder for you about the password reset, right? Okay, then we go ahead. The next thing is the password reset is on every web page. If you go and log in on portal.office.com or something, you have any time the possibility to reset your password in that website. I show you shortly. So when I go to Office, portal.office.com. So every time you can put in the link down here, can't access your account. In that case, you have to select what account, is it the work or Schule account, and then you come to the password reset corner. So that's the easy part. But now you have also the possibility in Windows 10 to have a link on the logon screen of the Windows that you can reset your password. The only thing, the device has to be internet connected, then it works. If you have also a classic Active Directory in place, you can add in Azure Connect the password reset right back, and it will immediately write back to your classic Active Directory, and you're fine, or your kids are fine. So the only thing what you have to do in here is to set that OMA URI key with the value as a custom profile in Intune. I'll show you that in a little. And there, Microsoft announced this week there is also the possibility to download a piece of software from Microsoft for Windows 7, Windows 8 and Windows 8.1. Install that thing, and then you have also the possibility for a password reset at the login screen of a Windows 7 device, if you already have Windows 7 in place. So, oh, I have to show it, sorry. Go back. So, here in my Azure portal, that's the classic way, the classic portal, right? In the Intune portal, you can easily create a device configuration. That's a device configuration and a profile, and you can create the profile. Select the platform, it's Windows 10 or later, select the profile type. Down there you can add a custom, and with the custom you can easily add a normal URI setting. Just add the name, description, the UMA URI key was on the slide, and the value, select integer, put 1 in, and then you can assign it to every device and it's enabled. That's pretty simple, right? So the next thing we have is all about deployment. You have the diversity with shared computer, with kiosk computers in a library or something. You have also the employee managed things, and there are so different kind of technology you have to use to get done the work, like factory reset of a device, instead of wipe and load a device. If you get new devices, especially today, you can use Autopilot. It depends on the vendor that you get the Autopilot hash ID to upload it in Intune. But I have a session tomorrow. I explain it there if you're interested in Autopilot. But the most of the time we used the configuration set up a Schul PC from the App Store. That's just a click-through app. It's pretty simple. It creates your Wi-Fi with a password. It creates some other settings that, as an example, that the user that is logged on has no more a view to the C drive. So that was also a mistake. We created a provisioning package, we call it that way. And then I tried on my computer instead of my virtual machine, so I don't have anymore any access to C drive. I can't see anything, and it was not possible to add another provisioning package to get that step back, so I have to reset my workstation. So that was one of my experience. So, but if you want to do a little bit more extended, there is also the big version. It's in the ADK assessment deployment toolkit, where are also the boot images in. It's called the WECD, the Windows Imaging and Configuration Designer. And here you have also like a wizard that you can easily go through, and through that steps it's pretty simple. In the end you have also the possibility to get the extended, and then you can set anything. So in the back end, just that you know it, it's all based on OMA URI settings. It's pretty simple. So here is the Autopilot, how it works. So now we are here for the Intune for Education portal. The Intune for Education portal, it's pretty simple. It's like a dashboard. If you log in, you have to put in intuneeducation.portal.azure.com if you have an education license, and it looks like this way the first time, and it will pop up a wizard that you go through for the first steps, like creating all the things and so on. So I have enabled here on See All. I put all the stars to yellow that I have anything to show you, but you can also select here your favorite ones, what you need, or for your teachers what they like to have. And the good thing now with the you have the settings down here, tenant settings, and now you can also add iOS devices. So here are the general settings that you like have a little brand for your school with the name and stuff, IT department, help desk phone number and stuff like this. And then you can easily enroll the devices, the Windows 10 devices. You can go to Windows 10 device, go to accounts, access Work or Schule, and just let the end user, the students, enroll their device, and they will show up in that portal anyway. And for iOS device, you have to do first of all like an MDM push certificate. That means you have to go to the Apple website, register your school, and then get the certificate. Though you have to download it first here, like authentication that you are an MDM environment, and then you can go to the Apple site, load that up, load the certificate down, put it in here, and then you can manage your iOS devices like Windows devices. So the good thing here is it's pretty simple for teachers. You have the groups like computer groups, classrooms. If you have shared devices or one-to-one, you can easily add some groups. If you add a group here, it would also be able to add that group in your Azure Active Directory, so you have it on both sides. And the pretty simple thing is you can easily manage apps here. So on the group, just go to the apps, say edit apps, and then you can add the app or remove the app, whatever you like, instead of doing an assignment in the regular Intune portal, right? That's pretty simple for the teachers. If they have an app from the store or something, they just would like immediately share it with the students in the class to make that 45-minute lessons ready, and it's pretty fast. So if they add it in here to that group, it goes that way down to the clients. It's pretty simple and pretty fast. I love it. And the other thing is we have also like settings. If someone thinks he has to change the Wi-Fi password or something like that, you can easily go to the settings. You have on every group the Windows settings first, like here you can create the Wi-Fi profile, add that to that group, and it goes down to every single client in that classroom if you have some different Wi-Fis or something like that. Here are some wireless settings. You can set whatever you like here, or printer settings, smart screen, configuration, mail settings, and so on. And here is also the thing they added now for iOS device settings. It's pretty much the same, so just add it and it will also go directly to the iOS devices. The iOS devices has to be the company portal installed that they can manage the policies, and then they are also get like the apps. The apps are pretty simple for iOS. You can manage the apps as an administrator, or you can also add the apps as a teacher. You have here your Sammelsurium with web apps. You have store apps, integration with the Windows Store for Business. You have to enable that, select your apps, bring it to your private store. That's it. As long as the app is in the private store, it will show up here immediately, maybe in 2 to 3 minutes. So that's pretty simple. Then you have also your line of business applications like desktop apps. That's not the new stuff that was announced this week, that you can implement Win32-bit applications to install through Intune. That's not in yet, but it's coming soon, hopefully. Cross my fingers. But here, the new apps, that's the single MDM MSI that you can spread out to all the devices. And here you have the Apple apps, so you can add an Apple app, so new app, and it would like to connect to the Apple iOS store like iTunes, and then you can select the app. So maybe I have to search something. So I haven't connected to the VPP, like the volume purchasing connector from Apple. I have done nothing. I just implemented the certificate, the connection to Apple Education. That's it. And all the apps are showing here. I just can grab them and put it to a group. That's it. As simple as possible. So if you want to try that thing, I run out of time. If you want to try that thing, on my slides I have here also like shortcuts, what you can do, and here are so many links that you can use. Just go to the Ignite portal, download the slides. Here also like a summary, how to create the education demo for in just an hour. It's pretty simple. There are cool videos on it, how simple it is to manage a classroom. So that's it. Thank you very much for being here. Have a nice day and a great Ignite.